Welcome back, everybody, to the Food Geek Corner. Let's talk about some food. So you probably heard of this guy.
You're pissed, are you? I'm not. Look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You are! Donkey!
But have you heard of this guy?
Quickly, come on. Wait. You get your act
Nope, not this guy. That's young Gordon Ramsay. I'm talking about his boss.
together, boys, for sake. Come on, you get out the
This guy, his name is Marco Pierre White. And why have you not heard of him? It's because you live in America. But believe it or not, this guy is the OG celebrity chef. He's the original big dog. This is the guy that everyone nowadays is trying to copy. Before him, celebrity chefs were only a thing in France. It never moved its way out west. And he changed the public's view on a chef, where a chef was viewed as just this big, fat, happy, jolly guy who just wants to cook for everyone. He just tore that apart. He was skinny, unkept looking, smoked in the kitchen, and was rude to his guests. And he treated customers second, food first, which is not done, ever. And he got away with it.
Harvey's a lot?
Yes,
You've become quite friendly with them, haven't you?
yes,
There's nothing like monosyllabic answers, is there?
no.
There's no point in doing this, Marco.
Well, fine, you can go.
There's no...
The door's over there.
No, but if you're not going to
You
cooperate
know, all I've got to do is make.
no...
All I've got to do is make the sauce. I'll do what is ever expected of me to do.
Okay, well, just
You want me
carry
to
on.
chop the chicken? I'll chop the chicken. You want me to chop the mushrooms? I'll chop the mushrooms. You want me to make the sauce? I'll make the sauce.
Okay,
But don't
just
expect
carry
me
on.
to sell my heart.
He would inspire people. He was so passionate about his craft that everyone wanted to eat at his place. When you would go to his restaurant, everything was about the food. And if you were a customer that just badmouthed the food, even though he knew it was a proper made dish, he did this thing called the whoosh, where all the waiters would just swarm in, take everything off their table, their plates, their silverware, their glassware, and they'd be sitting there expecting to have a next course be coming out. But instead, it would just be the chef, Marco Pierre White, would come out, swoop off the tablecloth, and just said, "Get out." There was one time where a customer asked for French fries. He went to a 3 Michelin star restaurant and ordered French fries. So Marco Pierre White stopped everything he was doing, cut potatoes, made them into French fries, sent them out, and charged him $25 for wasting his time. That's awesome. He has a connection to every major chef you see on TV right now. He trained Gordon Ramsay. He trained Mario Batali.
I'm like, this is as good as it's going to get. He picked up the risotto and he threw the pan and it hit me right in the chest. I got my wits about me. I walked back and talked to the dishwasher for about a second. I grabbed a 2-pound box of salt. I went in and I threw 2 handfuls of salt in each of the basic sauces and walked out.
He trained Hessen Blumenthal, which is my favorite chef. He's in England. Check him out. If you watch Gordon Ramsay on TV and then you look at Marco Pierre White, you see the exact same person, exact same passion, but just a different flair on how they go about it. Where Gordon Ramsay blows a gasket and just starts yelling, Marco Pierre White is more lasered in. He'll just calmly speak to you and take control of you and get you back to work.
It's been frozen. Shit. I want to know why. I don't want to be filmed. Do you understand? Do not film when I say do not film me. Have some f***ing respect. Do not push me. I don't think you understand what I am. I control myself very well.
But that's Marco Pierre White. I think he's awesome. He's one of my childhood heroes, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. Cue the question. We got questions. We got fashion stuff. We got Propel. We're good to go. Pug Life Jam. Here's the last video. What a professional chef think about adding extra MSG to your food. I don't mean food high in MSG. I mean like MSG powder. That is an awesome question. One sec. This is MSG. I'm about to blow this myth. First, what is MSG? So there are 21 amino acids in a protein, and there are 2 specific that have flavor. So say you have a steak and it only has 5 grams of protein on it. If you add isonate and glutamate, also known as umami, it turns that 5 grams of salt into the perception that it has 7 grams of salt on it. Even though it only has 5 grams of salt, it keeps the same amount of sodium, but it just boosts the flavor of it through your taste buds. It's the exact same thing that happens with cheese or soy sauce. It elevates the perception of salt and different flavors in the actual food. MSG is the extracts of isonate and glutamate together, and it creates monosodium glutamate, MSG. This bag of MSG can be found in any Asian store. It's incredibly common. And contrary to popular belief, it is completely safe to eat. Let me prove it. Check this out. A whole spoonful of MSG. It's basically just salt that makes you salivate. And if you say you'll never eat it, you'll always stay away from it, it's in every single thing you eat. Every processed food that's savory has MSG in it. Let me prove it to you.
Ramen, monosodium glutamate. Doritos, monosodium glutamate. Pringles, MSG. Cheese sauce, MSG. Campbell soup, also MSG.
The reason why people think MSG is bad for you is because it's most commonly found in a lot of Asian takeout restaurants. Places that sell a lot of fried food. And no matter what, if you go to these places and you eat a lot of this fried food, you're going to feel bad. And then they did something to scapegoat and tell people, this is why you're feeling bad. We're a nice Asian restaurant. We don't sell stuff with MSG, but we also sell all this fried stuff. So people still go to these places and still feel bad, but they think that since they're not having the MSG, they're going to be just fine. MSG is not bad for you. Now, is it cheating? Absolutely it's cheating. It takes crappy ingredients and you just pour this stuff on top and it just makes it taste more savory, more steak-like. Do I use it in my own cooking? No way. Will I ever put it in food for other people? Absolutely not. It's a complete lack of knowledge or understanding of how flavors work. People use this to just cheat the taste buds. As someone who respects food, I think it's a complete cop-out. There are much better ways to naturally add isonate and glutamate amino acids to food that taste delicious, like soy sauce. Pug life. That is a fantastic question. I love that. Thank you. It's so hot in this room. CD Nicholas 51 says, for next video, how much cocaine do you use? I don't do cocaine. I do MSG. I don't actually do any drugs. I'm just spastic. Jonathan Horns writes, hey, I like your Darnie Darko profile picture. Do you shop at local grocery store chains, or do you mostly shop at local stores like farmers markets or local butchers? I would love to be able to afford to shop at local butcher shops and get all my produce from farmers markets. So, in reality, yeah, I go to Vons or Stop and Shop or Ralph's. But I don't buy the stuff that looks all the same. Like when you go to a shelf and every fruit or vegetable looks the exact same, that stuff freaks me out. So, I'm also from California, so I grow a lot of my own stuff in my backyard. Simplest way to put it, I don't have enough money for it. But, one day. And Jonathan, taking you with me. So, that wraps up this episode. Puppy love, or pug love. I'm for sure sending you a hat. Well, I don't have anything to give away for the next video, but if you have any cool questions or just complicated questions, throw it down there. And as always, who put Purell on my Propel? Keep cooking.